Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for customers. Play just $5 and get 50 in bonus funds when you sign up with code GOLFSGPN. 25% off everything in the SGPN merch store. Promo code football. So go check it out. Get some golf gambling podcast merch. Really helps us out. Brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. MyBookie.ag promo code GOLFSGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag promo code GOLFSGPN. Then finally, Rhythm. College football is back and better than ever on Rhythm. Last year, they started the season 16-4 ATS for 11.6 units. Rhythm also has MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course the NFL. You could track any 5 bets from any type of model, and you could win up to $1,000 on Rhythm. So head to get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Dom, we're back. It is the FedEx Cup fall. It is whatever you want to call it. It is football season, but we're here to talk about golf. So let's do it. How was your few weeks off? How was your first week of football season? Give me the whole rundown.
It was a nice week off, I would say, of golf. It almost feels like a brand new season, although it's not. I know the Masters came out and said winners from these events don't get exempt now. So they're just like making FedEx Cup fall mean even less than it actually does. But overall, this is probably the best field that we will see all fall. So you got to soak it in. And then, week 1 of football was a roller coaster for the Vikings specifically. But happy to be here Wednesday. I didn't think they were going to score an offensive touchdown, but now things are looking up.
Yeah, before we get into the golf, I want your whole roller coaster of emotions, that first half, that second half. I actually turned the game off. I went to bed like middle of the third quarter or whatever. I think the Vikings were down by 8 or 9, and they had just given the ball back up. So talk me through JJ. Talk me through that win. Talk me through it all, and talk me through how the Vikings win.
It started.
Keep going.
I was going to say it started as bad as it really possibly could have. I mean, he was inaccurate for the most part. Every ball was getting batted down. I didn't have a count or I haven't seen a count, but seemed like he was just throwing it too low. They're throwing a hand up and knocking the ball down. So he wasn't getting anything going. The play clock was running down to 0, had some delay of games, was forcing some things. It just seemed like they kind of tied his hands early, check downs, screens. I mean, he wasn't throwing the ball downfield. He looked scared. He looked flustered. And then there was a crosser to Justin Jefferson. Well, I got to rewind. The pick 6 was really bad. I mean, that was telegraphed.
That was not NFL level. That was a very high school level pick 6 from a
third. The defense comes out of the half. The Bears get the ball. Vikings get it right back, and they're driving a little bit. Good punt return. And then that happened, and I was like, he might be done. Like mentally, I don't care what sport you're playing. When you're playing that bad, it's really hard to bounce back mentally, let alone actually perform when nobody thinks you can. But back to what I was saying, there was a crosser to Justin Jefferson in like the late third, early fourth, on third down that it looked like he got his confidence back, went on to throw a touchdown. Defense held in there. I mean, if the defense didn't do what they did, McCarthy has no chance of coming back and actually winning that game. But the touchdown to Jefferson was an absolute missile. I knew he had a strong arm, but couldn't even see that ball on live TV hardly. The run he had, the 20-yard touchdown run to essentially win the game, was one of the more electric plays I think I've seen in Vikings history, just because of the moment and like what it meant to him.
One of the most electric plays in Viking history is a bold statement out the gates for J.J. McCarthy. And I feel like as a quarterback who went along in his college career not throwing the ball much and doing kind of check downs, the handoffs, or the game manager type deal, I would say it's an overall victory. Like I would say it's a pretty big victory, not obviously the win, but for his future as a quarterback, NFL quarterback. So obviously he had that year with the injury, the year to learn a little bit behind Sam Darnold.
Yep.
And Yeah, he did his thing. He looked okay, and clearly they're confident in him to roll him out here week 1. And that first half, I would agree, looked a little shaky. But from what you said, are you happy with the result? Like even if it was a loss, are you happy with the result
Yeah, I'm happy
for
he was
JJ?
able to bounce back and be a normal NFL quarterback. I mean, he was incompetent, honestly, for 3 quarters of the game. Couldn't get anything going. So if he would have kept that going through the fourth quarter and they lost, there would be so much hate thrown at his name, and rightfully so. I would be very unexcited, but seeing some type of life, seeing the offense start to move the ball, I think he just needed his confidence. I mean, he has all the talent in the world. It's going to take some time for adjusting. He's the youngest quarterback that started week 1 in the NFL. He turned 22 earlier this year. So, I mean, he's got a lot of time. I'm doing my best to not overreact and just try and sit back and watch. But yeah, overall, I think it's all positive things.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get your Vikings takes on a weekly basis. I'm not going to give my Panthers takes. I genuinely do not care. I do not watch. So we'll leave the NFL talk to you, but I'll definitely be asking you questions as the season goes along. But we're going to talk some golf. First off the bat, Scotty Scheffler, are you just mention him? What are you doing with him? Are you what's your Scotty thoughts? That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to know.
I mean, you can look at like past champions of this event and be like, oh, anyone can win this event. Well, no, they can't, because a Scotty Scheffler, especially a Scotty Scheffler 2025 version, does not come to the Procore Championship. So I might stay away from outrights in general. If I do, I'm definitely going in the without Scotty market. It's not because I'm that confident he'll win. It's just because the field is so weak. Like the drop off is crazy. It goes from what, 2 to 1, 2 and some change to 1 to 16, which Justin Thomas, Henley, Cantlay are like 30, 40, 50 to 1 guys in some of these bigger fields, like normal fields. So I don't get me wrong, I love Justin Thomas, but if he's the second one in line to Scotty Scheffler, I don't know. I don't see how you can take him head on and be confident with it.
Well, I'm surely taking him on, but I'm surely not confident in it. The only reason I'll give is that he had a week off of golf, and
Yeah.
hopefully guys are grinding and taking up for him. My take is this, not really a hot take, but it's a take. A Ryder Cupper will win this week. I think the Ryder Cuppers are they're not coming in to this event with great form, but they have a really important week ahead. So I think they've been grinding their ass off the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks to get into form. They're obviously here for a reason. Keegan's making them play here, so I do believe a Ryder Cupper will win this week. So let's drop it down to that next range. We'll call it the Ryder Cuppers range, and you can talk about two or three, four guys. Who do you like outside of Justin Thomas in this next 16 to 30 range of basically the Ryder Cup field?
Outside of JT, Cam Young rates out the best for me. The number's a little scary at 22 to 1. You can get a 22 to 1 each way, but big fan of Cam Young. I think there is some value with Colin Morikawa at 25 to 1. That's probably where I would start my card because I mean, I don't think he's that far from Justin Thomas, Russell Henley. Like you said, these Ryder Cuppers have been grinding. They didn't have an off season. I mean, they've had to figure their shit out basically in a couple weeks if they haven't been over the season. I mean, all the pressure was, oh, who's going to be on the Ryder Cup team? That's all gone. Now it's they have to put on tape what they've been
They
working on, what
they got to
form
do it.
they're in.
They got no time.
Right.
So I
So,
I believe the cream's going to rise to the top. Like they're the best players in the field. They've been grinding, and not to say that the other guys in the field are slacking or not grinding,
right.
but better golfers are better golfers. And when they're all here, and then a massive drop off for a weak field, like there's not really like a middle. There's a few like the Davis Thompsons, the Akshays of the world. Like, yeah, there's names there, but there's a fairly sizable drop off from the Ryder Cuppers to the non-Ryder Cuppers. I feel like these Ryder Cuppers have their own like locker rooms, their own spots on the practice range. It feels like two different events going
I know.
on at once. But I'm gonna piggyback off what you said with Colin. I really do like him as well. I mean, he's been doing everything but putt. Now he
Yeah.
gets to the West Coast, home state. Poa, he knows how to putt on these greens. He knows how to get it done on these greens. And
And they're
yeah,
small.
sure, Collins a head case. Collins got a lot going on this season, but is there anyone that wants to win more than Colin Morikawa? If you could quantify how bad every golfer wants to win, and yeah, they all want to win really bad, but I would honestly think in this entire field, Colin probably wants to win the most. Truthfully, if you
Now
were
that Tommy won, yeah. Now that Tommy Fleetwood got that off his back, I think Colin's got to be next, and Pat is probably right behind him.
I was gonna say Pat and Colin. I'm gonna talk about this a few times. I really like the Rocket Mortgage Detroit Golf Club comp this week. Both of these golf courses, in my opinion, you can drive it nearly anywhere you want and then get hot. Well, and like these have more tricky around the greens, but Detroit has tricky greens in general. So you can either get hot on the greens, but mainly just drive it anywhere, get hot on the greens, or get hot with the iron play. So Colin's done it at Detroit. Pat's done it at Detroit, and so has Cam Young. They've all done it in Detroit, top fives, top tens, and really good in contention weeks. So I'm going with that Rocket Mortgage Detroit Golf Club comp this week. Those three guys are probably going to be my selections up here in terms of outrights, matchups, and positionals once we get there.
Yeah, I think you're right on. And like I said, these guys are usually pushed down ranges a little bit. Colin really, I think it does come as a good value. I mean, I like betting a 25-1 Colin Morikawa in this field. I don't know what he is without Scotty. Maybe I'll do some type of each way if that's available. I see a 22-1 with a top six each way. So not sure what I'll do here, but I think each ways with some of these Ryder Cup guys is a good way to go. Because like you said, Cream's going to rise to the top. These guys should be in good form or the best possible form that they can be in at this point in time. So why not go for it?
All right, let's skip down to the next range of the, I guess, next guys off the Ryder Cup list. That's Maverick McNeely, Akshay Bhatia, Davis Thompson, Max Homa, Max Grazerman, Jackson Koiven. We'll stop there. Anyone there that you like, or who do you think finishes? Give me two names that could potentially finish the lowest from that like middle group. That's 25 to 50-1 on DraftKings.
I really liked what I saw from Davis Thompson at the Wyndham the
Baby,
last time
I'm with
we
you.
saw him. T11, he is outside of the top 70 looking in right now. So we're going to see him quite a bit in these fall finishes. I mean, this FedEx Cup fall point system that they've had over the last couple of years is important. If you can lock yourself into the non-top 10, I think that gets you into the first 3 to 4 signature events for next year. So there's a reason Davis Thompson is here. There's a reason, if you look at the FedEx Cup standings, kind of where they are in the fall, basically 51 through the end of it, you're going to see a lot of these guys every single week, kind of like we did last year. I mean, it was, remember, Doug Gim and Kurt K was here. It was all these guys pushing and pushing and pushing their way up the FedEx Cup standings because it does hold a lot more weight than it used to. Usually guys knew kind of where they stood, but now when they cut off the top 50 and the rest of the guys are fighting for the other spots, there is quite a bit at stake. So Davis Thompson, 50-1, he actually rates out extremely well for me. I think he's live here.
I mean, think of the early season last year. Davis Thompson nearly won at Torrey Pines. Not a direct comp, but it's a comp, a driver-heavy golf course in California. It's still a strong field here, but I'm on the record for saying Davis Thompson will be a top 10 player in the world. There's no reason he can't pick up a fall win here, but I'm gonna go with Maverick McNeely and Jackson Koiven in this range. I mean, Maverick has low Stanford Cardinal market favorite going into this week. There's a few Stanford Cardinals that can win that, but Maverick is surely the favorite in that field. He's played really well here in the past. He's a driver putter type guy that can make it happen here, and he's as motivated as anyone too. Like potentially, I mean, Keegan Bradley was the last guy off the Ryder Cup team, but the next guy could have been Maverick McNeely. So he was on that just on the outside looking in. Definitely has a little bit of juice going for his 2026 season up ahead. So I'm down for Maverick, and then Jackson Koiven by the young guns. Like, remember what happened when Luke Clanton came out? Just every start was mixed. Every start was mixed. Jackson Koiven's kind of on the same trajectory, just like getting on the boat quick, getting in contention and playing really, really, really solid. His best weapon is his driver, and he can let loose here as much as he wants. So I'm down for Jackson Koiven, and I'm down for Maverick in a little bit of a revenge talk to me spot. So those are my two guys, 30 to 50.
I'm with you on Jackson Koiven as well. He,
He's a stud.
like you said, the last 3 events, I mean, top 10 finishes in his last 2 events. So I think he's going to be a name that we talk about quite a bit next year. So the price is finally showing. He's never, I know it gets a little weaker. So it's obviously going to rise. 55 to 1 seems expensive, but if you want to go to some of the positionals, I think Koiven's definitely worth a look.
100%. So let's go down to this next 70, 80, 90 range before we open it up. A guy that I'm sure you have some eyes on, Michael Thorbjornsen, Alex Smalley, winner here, Emiliano Grillo, Thorbjorn Olesen, Bo Hasser, Mark Hubbard, Keith Mitchell, Rico Hoey's garnering some loves. So with Sami Valimaki, Nico Etch is still long odds. Patrick Fishburne played well here last year. And then Luke Clanton, another guy, another young gun who I just mentioned. Any of those names or anyone else from that 70 to just under 100 range catch your eye?
I think it's Matt McCarty season, just about. So that's a guy I'm looking at 90 to 1. He got his PGA or his first PGA Tour win at the Black Desert in the fall last year. And the last time we saw him at the Wyndham, he finished T8, gained strokes across the board. The putter showed up finally, which is kind of, I mean, obviously what he showed at the Black Desert when he won, but he had an up and down year with the flat stick. So seeing him gain over 4 strokes putting at the Wyndham was good. And then, like I said, just across the board, gained 2 strokes on approach, 3 ball striking, just showed quite a bit, showed a little bit of form after what was a pretty down year for the most part.
Yeah, and he played his college golf at University of San Francisco or San Francisco University. Should definitely be comfortable in this area of the country. I like Matt McCarty as well. I like Keith Mitchell, not necessarily for an outright, but I think Keith Mitchell will pay you off in potentially DFS or like a top 40 market. Like the dude will, he's on the record for saying how disappointed he was to close his 2025 season. Like he had so many chances to not only win, just play and parlay great result after great result. He's going to make a ton of birdies. He should pay you off in any market that you're going with outside of like maybe an outright or top 5. But I'm down for Keith Mitchell around 80 to 1. And then Luke Clanton, being 90, like he has the ceiling to get into the mix. He has the ceiling to, he's almost won a few times being 21 years old or even maybe less. Luke Clanton's best weapon is his driver, just like Jackson Koiven, going to be able to hit it a ton all over this place. So I'm down for those two guys before we get into the hundreds.
I'm seeing a 125 on Clanton as an each way.
That should be a click because we've seen him in some strong fields like get into the mix before. I do not hate that at all.
125 is confirmed
on B-Riv.
Yes.
Yeah, I do not hate that at all. Anyone else down here before we get into the triple digits?
He's right around 90 to 100, but I'll throw his name out there. Rico Hoy. A guy who ball striking animal, which we know. I am weighing ball striking and approach pretty heavily just because the greens and regulation here are a little bit harder to hit. But his irons that he showed over the last couple months through the summer, I mean, he made his last 5 cuts on tour, had a T8 at the Barracuda, T11 at the John Deere, and a lot of green outside of the putter. We're going team no putter this week.
Well, I will tell you, Rico Hoey has a new putter in the bag. He's got a short putter in, and he is a California guy. He played his college golf at USC. So if there's anywhere that Rico Hoey is going to putt well, it could very well be here. And he had an early stretch last season where he went super green with the putter for like 6 events in a row, 6 to 8 events in a row. Then he lost it all. I mean, at the core, he's not a great putter, and no one's going to expect him to putt well, but he's got a new putter in the bag, and he is from California. So I might be with you there with Rico in some market for sure. Triple digits, I'll start us off. I got 2 guys that I like. Ricky Castillo, 120 to 1, and Hayden Springer, 150 to 1. Both of these golfers played really well at Torrey Pines, which, like I said, driver-heavy California golf courses, and I just think they have a really high ceiling in terms of their price and position on the odds board. They both kind of do it in a different way. Ricky Pooks can get hot with the putter sometimes, and Hayden Springer is really elite driver, the driving distance, total driving actually, and can get hot with the irons as well. So I'm down for those two guys to potentially pop. They both are not scared to take it low. So it's Castillo and Springer, 120, 150.
I'm going to go a little deeper and take a look at David Lipsky, 200-1. He will probably be one of my placement bets as we get there, but 5 straight cuts made, T3 at the John Deere, T3 at the 3M Open, gained 2 or more strokes and on approach in all 5 events where he had a pretty bad season and then picked it up. So I don't know why he's priced at 200. Not that David Lipsky's some type of stud, but just considering form, I think that's a pretty good value.
Yeah, Lipsky had a really solid finish to the season. I think he'll be confident to get back on the golf course and hopefully get back into contention. Anyone else you want to mention before we bring it back around?
I am not betting him, but I'd like to mention that Tom Kim's 150 in this field.
Tom Kim, multi-time PGA Tour winner, new caddy on the bag, potentially unserious golfer. Tom Kim is 150-1. At least you're mentioning it. I think it's a fair mention.
We've mentioned it all year.
Yeah.
Sahith is right next to him as well. He's like 100.
Winner here. Sahith is a winner here. And this is a great golf course for Sahith. I will say he is not ready to win a golf tournament right now. He is surely not.
No, but he might be worth some placements.
He can make top 40. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't hate that at all. All right. Let's bring it back around.
Yes.
2 outrights, 2 placements, and we'll throw a matchup in there if we can find it. I'll start us off. I will go with an outright, and that'll be Collin Morikawa, 25-1. Get him in California. You might be with me here. Get him in California. The putter has been bad, but we are on these Cali greens. The ball striking is elite. He's not going to have that distance that you're probably looking for someone on this field, but Collin Morikawa can surely make up for it with the middle irons and then hopefully just get hot on the greens. I would not be shocked if he picks one off when no one's looking here at the Procore. Collin Morikawa, 25-1.
Well, if he does, I'll be right with you. Let's
do it.
We'll team ride Collin Morikawa at 25-1. We talked at the top of the show about the form that these Ryder Cup guys are in. So hopefully Collin's been taking the last couple weeks seriously and shows us a little something. Like I said, 25-1 in a field like this where it drops off pretty dramatically after Scotty is pretty good value for Collin Morikawa. So let's team ride it.
All right, I love it. My second outright will be a golfer who is going to make his hay the exact same way Collin Morikawa will make his hay, and that's Nico Echeverria. He's not going to be the longest hitter in the field. He's going to hit a lot of fairways, though. And as you know, if you get Nico Echeverria with a clean look, he can put it next to every single flag. He's proven it time and time again to lead fields in approach, be top 3 in approach, and very similar style to Collin Morikawa. Just hit the fairway. Don't be the furthest guy. Get hot with the middle and long irons and hopefully find some on the green. So that's 2-time PGA Tour winner, Nicky Nations Echeverria at 90-1.
All right, and my second one, I'm going to go with Davis Thompson. I mentioned he's kind of a guy who is down in the FedEx Cup rankings, FedEx Cup fall rankings. He's going to have to play quite a bit. Had decent history here, T30 back in 2023 and a T9 the year prior to that. So I like what I've seen out of Davis Thompson over his last event or two. So we're going to go with DT at 55-1.
I love it. I'll start the positionals. I'll go with another top 20 in terms of the same way I'm going with these outrights. A guy who doesn't really fit the mold of what you're necessarily looking for at the Procore, but it's a guy who can hit every fairway and gain a ton of strokes with the irons. That's Ryo Hisatsune, plus 360 for top 20. He is a iron merchant, can gain enough strokes to finish inside the top 20 in that regard. And then my second top 20 will be Chris Ventura, plus 400. He's got a T7 here, I believe, in the past, or a T7 at Torrey Pines, which is a great comp, obviously, in my opinion. And I do definitely think Chris Ventura is a long hitter. He's one of those guys who can definitely bomb and gouge, just play smart. So Chris V.
All right. My first one's going to be a guy I talked about in the triple digits, David Lipsky, top 40 at plus 170. Showed good form over the last couple events that we saw him. So I'm going to go with David Lipsky as a top 40. My second one, oh, God. I'm going to go Adam Svensson, top 40. Had decent history here. I need to look up the number. Adam Svensson, top 40 plus 210.
That's a
There
good
we go.
number for a guy who finally figured it out a little bit late in the season. I don't mind that at all. Like Svensson's a
Plus
winner, and like he has dog.
T13 in 2024, T12 in 2022, and like you said, came on towards the end and actually rates out pretty well for me, considering he didn't make a whole lot of cuts. The stats were there, the cuts were.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Do you have another positional, or do you
Matchup.
match up?
We will go. Matchups are live. I will go Michael Thorbjornsen minus 110 over Thorbjorn Olesen over on DraftKings.
I love that they did that. They have no reason to do that, but they did it.
No,
Put the
they
Thorb
just had to
together.
do
That's
it
fun
as a
though. I
tongue
love
twister.
that.
I think I did decent considering they have almost the exact same name. But yeah, I got to have some Thorbjornsen action. Let me make that clear. Michael Thorbjornsen minus 110 over Thorbjorn Olesen.
Someone will mess that up. That is Michael Thorbjornsen to beat Thorbjorn Olesen. Two separate golfers, both Viking Cup members, though. So I am down for that as well. I definitely avow. My matchup is going to be Luke Clanton minus 115 against Vince Whaley. Vince is an alt event merchant, and sadly for Vince, this is not an alt event. So I'm high on Luke Clanton. I think he can play well here, and I'm low on Vince Whaley, as simple as it sounds. But so that's what we're going to go with. We both like Colin Morikawa. That's probably the play of the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wraps it up. Dom, thank you for joining me for the first Fall Swing event. We will be back for the Sanderson Farms, I believe, in 2 weeks to get our picks. And hopefully we're coming in with a winner. We had a winner last fall. You closed us out with Maverick McNeely. So good luck to your Vikings. Good luck to you got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of fantasy teams, a lot of bets, but a lot of softball leagues. Is softball over or what?
No, I watched.
It's getting cold, dude.
I watched the first drive in right field this week. I was going to leave we had a game at 8:00. It started early. So we were finishing up. We were up 16-1. It kicked off. We were up. I usually play left center, but I said, hey, I got to go to right field. Brought my phone out there, set it in the grass and watched, and then just watched it on the drive home. But softball is actually just getting started. We go through October up in Michigan.
What happens when it gets 23 degrees?
It didn't get that bad last year, but we do have 9 p.m. games. So there's a chance.
You couldn't pay me enough to be enough. You could not pay me enough. Well, yeah, good luck to you in that regard too, because I know that'd be tough for me. So yeah. Once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you to everyone tuning in. And I know it's the fall, can have a little less viewers, but we're here to make some money with you guys. So catch you for the Sanderson Farms. Catch you soon.